Hi. Hi, everybody. Good Monday morning. Good Memorial Day Monday morning to all you meaties. I got a Memorial Day treat for you. Molly's hearing me from the other room, but I just wanted to share my little baby cat. Oh, you okay? You're the one who walked in here. If you walk into the set, you gotta know that you're gonna be on camera. Oh, you don't want it, huh? Oh, she was just rolling around and I was just giving her belly rubs, but I think she's done being in here. Is that true? You say you're done? Oh, there you go. That's a nice little look at the camera. Oh, I love this kitty. Yeah. That's a real good cat. Good girl. Good girl. Look at this. Look at this little kitty. Okay. You done? I just had to show people that we still love you. Everyone's always like, where's Lucy? All I ever see is Molly anymore. She's right here. You can just see that she's clearly not always in the mood to be on camera. Alright. Oh, your car is caught in my Okay. How's it going? Hi, everybody. Is the music not playing anymore? Was the music playing at all? Is music real? Is this music? There we go. There's music. Okay. Hi. Hey, how's it going? Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Thanks to everyone who's braver than I. My weekend was good. Mug of the day, I've already had this one before, but it's Daddy Wants Big Breakfast. From the great creator Tom Hardy. Look him up if you like fun music, fun songs, in a little bite-sized portions. This era is the best kill counts I've ever been. Thank you very much, Tash. I very much agree. I'm real proud of the output, and I'm super excited for the next couple of episodes too. Overhead rope extensions, Daniel, you talking about these guys? You're at the gym, any tips for overhead rope extensions, Daniel Spring? Yeah, if you're talking about these guys, make sure that the elbow stays above the shoulder. Don't bring it down. If you're trying to target the triceps, do one of those guys. I love the overhead rope extensions. That's a good one. Also, shout out to, who was it? Cow Marlette was the first one in the chat. Cool. All right, do I have anything cool to tell you, Bug? Well, let's get into it, right? It's a slow news week, so we'll just got a few news items, and then we'll talk about some dead meat stuff, and then I'll let you all off to enjoy your holiday. And me as well. I do have my workout, but then after that, I'm having people come over, and hopefully getting in the pool for the first time this year. I actually ordered. I'm getting the bug to audition for Survivor. If you look at my computer, I got all the tabs up, not this one, the one downstairs. All the tabs are like tips on Survivor audition video, like how to do this, what are and I ordered a 10-pound lifeguard brick that they use for lifeguard training, but you like put it in the pool and then you gotta, dive down and swim it up. And I heard that it's good Survivor training as well, but it's Memorial Day, Darag. I'm sure I said your Irish name wrong there. I apologize, but is there something we can do to help you get on Survivor? I don't think so, Chris. I think that's all on me and my connections. But I will try. I will try to get on, and then I will try not to make a fool of myself if I do. That's my fear now, is like, what if I get on it I'm really fucking dumb. Okay, let's go. Okay. New Friday the 13th movie isn't happening anytime soon. Sean S. Cunningham said this at Texas Frightmare, which really wish we were at. That'd be great. But, so it says at least 3 years. And, like, this is what, you know, I saw some comments of last week when I was making fun of the corporate talk about the Jason universe. It's fine that Jason's gonna be in stuff, games and activations and stuff like that. The thing that bristled me was the fucking corporate speak of it all. It just, I hate it. I hate all the shareholder presentation style of that press release. But here, this is, you know, this is also related to that of why I'm not jazzed about Jason universe, is because I want a movie. Or settle for a TV show. We really want a movie. And Cunningham saying it's at least 3 years away. Apparently, not because of legal issues, which are messy still, but Cunningham is confident that the legal side isn't an issue. He thinks the major obstacle is the reluctance of a movie studio to risk putting money into a horror project that might not see a huge return on its investment. Make it make sense, folks. It doesn't. It doesn't at all to me. I think pretty clearly a Friday the 13th movie would make money. Even if it was complete fucking dog water, dude. I don't think there's any way Friday the 13th movie would not make money. But that's what is apparently the obstacle. Possibly. I don't know, man. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. UCP, which is Universal, is developing a horror reboot of the Munsters. A show, yes, a horror series called 1313, named after their address on Mockingbird Lane. The Munsters was, of course, as all Gen Zers and children know, was a sitcom from the 60s. I did watch Munsters growing up. I knew that there was, like, Munsters was one of those shows that had a black and white and a color era, like different seasons. You may have seen Rob Zombie's version a couple of years ago. It's fine to put on in the background at a Halloween party, I think. It's very colorful. But his was not a horror version. His was very much campy, G-rated, maybe PG, I guess, in the vein of the TV show. But Universal is talking about developing a horror version of the Munsters. Sure, James Wan's in there. Some of these people, I'm like, when do you sleep? You're just always involved in everything. The Jerry O'Connell pilot of the Munsters is what they need to go with. That was mentioned. And here, no, this is the half-hour single-cam version that they tried to do in 2017. I think they mentioned, yes, an hour-long series written by Brian Fuller. The pilot Mockingbird Lane, which was directed by Bryan Singer, starred Jerry O'Connell as Herman Munster, Portia de Rossi as Lily, Eddie Izzard as Grandpa. That's funny. I remember when I worked at Universal, which was late 2012. It was 2012 and 2013. No, it was just 2013. It wasn't 2012 at all. But I remember seeing the tapes for Mockingbird Lane and not knowing what it was. Like, what the fuck is Mockingbird Lane? And my boss being like, it was this thing that didn't work out. That's weird, though. And a little while ago now. Dozen years. Terrifier 3. Tom Savini is going to be appearing in this film, which I'm sure will do pretty well, seeing as the second film did really well. Terrifier 3 will be out in October 11th, 2024. Tom Savini will be making an appearance. Who knows how big it will be? I'm assuming just a little cameo. I'm assuming he'll get killed, but I can't imagine. Maybe he'll sit through the makeup process to like get a head cast or something. He probably would. He's down. Whatever. But yep, that'll be fun to see. Can't wait for Terrifier 3. See the. Don't know if it's the conclusion of the trilogy or if Damien plans on making more, but that'll be fun. We got new My Bloody Valentine. This was mentioned in the title of this live stream. New My Bloody Valentine movie is happening at Blumhouse. I love My Bloody Valentine, that first one. The remake's fine. I'll be honest, I haven't watched the remake since I covered it on the kill count in 18? Those were early, right? Were those the first Valentine's Day episodes that I did? Would have been February 2018, I believe. I think I did one year and then one the next, maybe. But, yeah, the remake was 2019 then. The original was 2018. The original My Bloody Valentine, it's awesome. It's one of those early slashers, like Prom Night, just like slower paced, more grounded characters, grittier style filmmaking that feels more real to me, and also just insane deaths in that original. If you're able to watch the unrated version, the clips that I included in the kill count are there. Oh man, they are just gnarly. There's a pickaxe through the mouth that I just still think about. And I haven't seen that movie in how many years? Oh, fuck, it's so good. No details on who's going to be doing this, besides the fact that's happening at Blumhouse, but no talent attached regarding director, writer, star, anything like that. Unclear if it's a reboot or a legacy sequel. Would a legacy sequel work? I don't even remember who survived that first movie. Doesn't he, like, run away laughing or singing at the end? I don't know. Whatever, man. We'll see. It could go anyway. Remakes, reboots, legacy sequels, they can be pretty good. They can be complete garbage. So, could go either way. Who knows? And the last news we have, again, slow news week, is Last of Us Season 2 casts Jeffrey Wright as Isaac, and that's a role that he played in the video game, so I think that's pretty cool. They had a guy playing a role in a video game, and now he's going to be on the show. Of course, it's Jeffrey Wright. Might as well get him if he's down. That guy is, hugely crazy successful. Was just nominated for an Oscar for American Fiction. He's won... He received... Oscar nomination, I'm sorry. I've messed this up in a few recent kill counts saying Oscar nominated instead of Oscar winning. I think I did that for Get Out and for Van Hoytema. I may have done it for something else too, but gotta watch that when they win it. You gotta mention it. But yeah, big time actor. Wait, what was the Mockingbird? Oh, Mockingjay. I was like, wait, Mockingbird Lane is following us? That's right. Oh yeah, and he's Jim Gordon in the Batman. That's right. I haven't seen that movie yet. Chelsea really liked it. She likes Batman movies. Okay, and then I think I saw like comments being like, why is Sadie Sink in the thumbnail? It's because she's in this. It's a trailer we're going to watch for A Sacrifice. And no, we're not going to watch the new Beetlejuice trailer. We watched the teaser trailer when that came out, and then I like to avoid trailers as much as I can with this job. Because I love seeing movies blind. But, okay. So, last time I did a trailer, watch, and reaction, we were going to post it separately, but I got the mixing wrong for the volume, and you couldn't hear anything that I was saying for that Halle Berry one. I forget what it's called. But, so I'm going to try to get the volume mixing a little bit better this time so that you can actually hear me if I'm saying anything while watching this trailer. Okay. Can you hear me? That should be fine. Never let go, that's right.
What happened here?
It wasn't accidental. They killed themselves in shifts. And then there's this.
Ah, damn it.
Sacrifice is redemption.
The minute someone mentioned sacrifice or redemption.
Please don't say how they killed themselves. There she is. There's our girl.
Lassie. I missed you so much.
What chapter are you on?
It doesn't really work like that. It's interesting. Even you'd find it interesting. I'm trying to break out of the theoretical side of life.
We are desperate for your insight.
Everyone wants reassurance that this is an optimist pattern.
Kids are totally isolated. They're all predators just waiting for them.
Don't talk to strangers.
What's the initial draw?
You should come meet my group. We need people like you.
Chemtrails. Conspiracy stuff. Nice.
Simple answers to the big questions.
I want you to meet Hilma.
Martin's told me so many great things about you.
Oh, Massey, we're so happy to welcome you here.
This is a nice surprise.
I came to Berlin to see him. It's always only ever about him.
I see you. I can feel your pain.
Why didn't you wake me up when you went out last night?
You're 16, you're responsible.
You keep telling me to be careful and then you just go out. You've ruined our lives by coming here.
Your mom asked me to leave. Where do you think you're going?
Something wrong?
My dad, he lied to me.
Untangle yourself from your parents. The sooner you stop relying on them, the more powerful you will be. Purify and start again.
I see you.
These female vocalizations, I feel, are often in trailers now.
Ben, it's Nettie. She didn't come home last night.
I can feel your pain.
You're very special.
I can feel your pain.
Take a look at this. Who's that?
I've got a league.
Purify and start again.
Matt has been kidnapped.
You've no idea how to reconnect with your daughter. Purify
Matthew!
and start again.
Where is she?
Meet your next pillow.
Oh,
Why do we
thanks.
make our pillow-
Sorry, I had the audio low. Trailer reactions. We can talk about this, but trailer reactions are a weird thing to me because I'm watching the trailer and I want to hear what it says so that I can know what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk over it, but then I feel like I'm just sitting there watching and you guys are like, are you going to say anything? Are you going to do anything? But, you know, I'm assuming people who actually watch trailers and do the reactions watch them first ahead of time on their own. I'd like to be able to get back to the video. Yes, here we go. So it's a cult horror film. You know, throw that in the pile with Midsummer. That kind of thing where a cult takes advantage of a person, an isolated person in a place that they're not familiar with. That gives me Watcher vibes, even though that had nothing to do with cults. That was a person very isolated by themselves, but it looks like Sadie Sink is emotionally isolated from her father, Eric Bana, and this cult's going to take advantage of it. That's what cults do. Sure, telltale signs that's a cult. We got, at first I thought he was giving her a pamphlet for his band, and that his band was called Chemtrails. And I was like, oh wait, no, he's talking about actual chemtrails. Chemtrails is a good shorthand way to be like, they're into conspiracy theories, because it's kind of like a harmless conspiracy theory that you can do. You're not like saying that the Holocaust didn't happen or some shit like that. You know, it's a nice easy way. It's not this egregious, awful, horrible thing where you're like, wait, nope, that's fucked up. You'd be like, oh yeah, you never think about like chemtrails? Those are kind of weird. And it's like, oh, I guess maybe. And then, you know, that's the foot in the door. So, And this actress seems familiar to me. What was her name? Sylvia something? Sophie something? Oh, whoop. Sorry, hitting the wrong button on YouTube. I don't see... Oh, yeah, you can do this now. That's right. That's great. Black screen. Okay, I'm missing the cast part.
This is a nice surprise.
I came to Berlin to see
She's not, but she kind of looks like the Sylvia Hoax. Hoax. Talking about conspiracies and hoax. I don't know if that it could be hoax. Hoax. Let me see if I recognize her from anything else. She's Dutch. Oh, is she in Speak No Evil? I just assume. Oh, you're Dutch. Oh, you were in Speak No Evil, right? No. Okay. I don't recognize any of these things, so maybe I'm crazy. And it looks like it takes place in Berlin, where the dads moved to. Oh, and it's inspired by a 2015 novel called Tokyo Nobody, which I'm assuming takes place in Tokyo instead of Berlin. Oh, the cult lady. You think? Oh, the older woman. You think looks like? Oh, maybe a little bit. But yeah, A Sacrifice. This comes out. June. A month away. June 28th. Directed by Jordan Scott, who I believe has directed, like the last thing they directed was in 2009. British filmmaker. Oh, wow, it's Ridley Scott's daughter. Okay. No wonder she can afford to take such a big break. Cracks in 2009 was her previous directorial effort. I've never seen this. It's a drama film starring Ava Green. Oh, and Imogen Poots. Look at that. Cool. Wonder how that was received. Got a thriller. Okay, great. All right. Back to, that's all we got for you. Otherwise, some horror movies coming out this week. In a Violent Nature is finally having a wide release on Friday. Can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. It's being released unrated, apparently. I hear it's very gory. I have not seen anything besides the first trailer, where it looks like, you know, it's kind of like a third-person video game where you're following the killer as they're walking around in the woods. I can't wait to see it. I think it looks so interesting. It's a mute killer targets a group of teenagers in the Ontario wilderness. Didn't know it was Canadian. With the events observed largely from the killer's perspective. That looks so cool. Man, I can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Have I seen Furiosa? We were about to go last night, but the screening was at 11, and there's always a half hour of trailers, and then the movie is 2.5 hours long, so we wouldn't have gotten home until 2:30, and I'm doing this morning, then I had my workout, and I was like, if it started at 10, we would have gone. Like, we were about to buy the tickets, and then I did the math, and I was like, man, I wouldn't be home till 2:30, and then I would have to get to sleep, so we're going to try to see Furiosa this weekend. It's not doing well at the box office. The box office is anemic this year. It's really bad, but I heard it's a really good movie. So I loved Fury Road, thought it was incredible. So we will try to see Furiosa for sure this week, because I feel bad. I feel bad about the state of movies. It's a bad thing that we live with. Anyone else, if you're in the industry, you might be like us, my friend group and I, where it's an everyday conversation that is depressing. Just like, well, you know, that thing that we devote our lives to might be coming down to a horrible crash, but all right. 2 other movies coming out on VOD this week. The Girl in the Trunk on May 28th. I'll just read this little blurb I have here. A woman finds herself kidnapped and entrapped in the enclosed space of a speeding car's trunk. As the kidnapper toys with and torments her, she must use what little means are at her disposal to fight for her freedom. That sounds interesting. I wonder if it would be largely a one-shot confined film, kind of like Buried. If you remember that movie way back when, I'll say now, with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it's Deadpool buried alive, and that's all it is the whole movie is him in a little coffin, and it works. It was a really good movie, or at least I enjoyed it. And then another film coming out on May 30th called The Hangman. During a camping trip from hell, a father battles a murderous cult and a bloodthirsty demon known as the Hangman to save his kidnapped son. And Ben wrote a note. Shout out to Ben, brand manager Ben, for making these things happen. The director has like 3 directorial horror credits last year and another credit each year before. Okay, so just making lots of movie fast. 2023 was a horrible year for movies. Finish, play games. I mean, we're halfway through it. We're not even halfway through. We're about halfway through it. In terms of box office, yes. In terms of quality, I don't think so. I mean, granted, I haven't seen Monkey Man or Love Lies Bleeding or The Fall Guy. I am part of the problem, I guess. But those movies all seem to be very well regarded. But they're original films. And you know, it's the thing that people complain about not getting made. Everyone's like, no, movies aren't original anymore. They gotta make good movies. That's how you make money. And then those movies all came out, which are original films that are well regarded, and they don't make money. So that's why, you know, as much as advertising and bad studio projects are to blame, I gotta put some of it on the consumer. I'm sorry. The audience is going to be partially to blame when they're not the ones going out to see these movies. I'm sorry. You gotta take accountability. You gotta take responsibility. I'm taking it. It's my fault I didn't see those movies, but, you know. dumping everything on VOD early is a big part of the reason, I think. It just trains people to wait for the movie to be at home because they're like, oh, it's just going to be, I can watch it from my couch a month after it's out. So, yeah, and movie tickets being expensive is another thing. There are cheaper tickets most of the time, I think, but if you have a family, that's going to be rough. If you need your snacks, that's going to be rough. But yeah, especially with kids, going to the movies is expensive with kids. All right, Dead Meat news. A lot of stuff came out on Dead Meat Presents recently. So if you missed it, there was an interview with Imaginary director Jeff Wadlow and Imaginary star DeWanda Wise. Thank you, Anton. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I watched Imaginary. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was horrible. I didn't think it was great, but the interviews were really good. I liked both those people. They were nice. Jeff Wadlow, the director who also did Truth or Dare and Cry Wolf. So, you know, you can watch our podcasts on those. They're not my favorite movies, but he was a really nice guy in the interview. I liked talking to him. And then DeWanda Wise was really great. She was the star of Imaginary. It was her first horror film, but she was really nice. And yeah, I didn't love Imaginary. I actively disliked Strangers Chapter 1, but that interview with director Rennie Harlan is also up on this channel, Dead Meat Presents, so you can check those out. And then we released the Movie Begins Supercuts for Year 7 and Year 6, since last year we did not release that. So all the Supercuts are up and good to go. I will try to make a playlist of those. And I also had a meeting recently with my team where I was like, I want to make more supercuts that are like the wrestling references, the Adam Sandler reference ones, the Simpson reference, like those. It's tough because, truthfully, I am the only person who knows what all those references are, you know? Only my brain is the only one tuned in to the specific references that are all in kill counts. So if we were to make, for instance, a Lost reference supercut, that one maybe people would be able to help, but like other things, you know, my stupid brain is the only one that is able to be like, oh yeah, that was a reference that I made here. It's just a very offhand, like, little reference to it. But I'd like to make more of those supercuts. I feel like they're fun. In Kill Count news, Prom Night 2 came out on Friday. Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. Love this episode. I think it's really great. James, you might have to edit it yourself. Then it's not going to happen, Dominique. The last thing I have the time for is to go through old kill counts and pull out references, unfortunately, especially for how they would do. That world does not exist, unfortunately. In 2018, when I was not doing anything else with my life but Dead Meat and just sitting in my apartment, constantly working, then I could do those. But there's too much on my plate now, you know. I'm sorry, it's impossible. But Prom Night 2, hello, Mary Lou. Excellent kill count, I think. I loved it. But you may have seen my tweet about it. We did have an analytics meeting with our YouTube network, and basically they said it's not just us, it is YouTube channels across the board that look at movies. It's just, like I said, the film industry in a rough place right now, and right now viewers are only watching videos that have to do with movies that came out in the last 5 years. It's really unfortunate that, again, that one could be an algorithm thing. I think it's probably both algorithm and viewer behavior type thing. And that one you can't blame on high movie ticket costs. That's just audience behavior, but also possibly algorithm. In any case, channels that cover movies, and like, kill counts are obviously getting fewer views than they used to. I'm not sitting here complaining about it, I'm just explaining facts to you. But if you look at other channels that also cover movies, it's the same across the board, and Dead Meat is actually doing much better than those channels. Our numbers are still way higher than those other videos, so I always try to keep that in perspective, and I'm very grateful that our fans still show up and appreciate the work that we do, which again I think is very good quality work. It's hard to not think, are people not tuning in because it's bad now? No, I know it's fucking good. I know they're good episodes. So I have to like push that thought out of my mind. In any case, we're doing well comparatively to other channels, just not comparatively to our own past. And that's just because audience behavior has changed. Movie recap things are not popular anymore on YouTube. Other things are, and that's fine. We're still doing what we're doing. We're not going to change what we do just to try to chase numbers. It's not what I'm interested in doing. I'm not, my goal is not to be the biggest YouTuber. So I'm not just going to be chasing trends to find what the next big thing is. To that end, obviously, the channel has to hit a certain benchmark of success because we have a bunch of people employed that we want to keep employed and keep paying them. So to that end, we will, be keeping in mind that viewers tend to tune in only for newer movies. But I will never abandon older movies entirely. Never. You'll never get that from me. Like they're what I love. Covering old movies on the kill count is what makes me the happiest. Stuff like Prom Night, Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, The Stepfather kill count coming out on June 16th. Another excellent one. Really excited about it. So you will always get those episodes from me. They just might not be every episode. And specifically, they won't be franchises in a row, unfortunately. Because when you do franchises in a row, the views just entirely drop out. And I've seen people comment on this, regarding the Hannibal movies and Exorcist movies. I saw people say like, oh, when you started covering the Hannibal movies, I knew like, all right, I'll tune back in a month when you're done with them. Or like, oh, you're doing 3 Exorcist movies, that's 3 weeks that I'm not going to watch. So that's the risk of doing a full franchise, is if you commit to it and you spend all that time making those videos and then you start to release them and they tank, you're stuck for the next few weeks releasing these unpopular videos. And that's the other thing. Kill counts are done so far in advance. I mean, we've already got the next 3 uploaded, or the next 2 uploaded and another one almost done. And I'm working on ones that come out in like a month, over a month. So the time it takes to make a kill count is so long that if you commit to an entire franchise and then it bombs, you can't just like whip up a new kill count and have it come out instead that week. Like you're kind of committed to what you've been working on. So we had planned to do, like I said, way back when, we had planned to do the whole Prom Night series. That's not going to happen. I had planned to do Stepfather 2 and 3. That's not going to happen. Other franchises later this year, I won't put dates on them. Other franchises that we were going to do completely, or at least multiple movies in. I wanted to do Return of the Living Dead 1, 2, and 3. I wanted to do all 4 Hatchet films. Those aren't going to happen because, not right now at least. So I do plan on doing the first films of those franchises this year. They are on the schedule. I won't say when, but those are movies that we're going to get to. And then if they blow up and do really well, then maybe we could do a sequel. But we can't be like, these 4 weeks are going to be Hatchet, and then no one tunes in, and we're like, all right, fuck. So I'm sorry. That's how it is. We do have a franchise coming out later this year, and what we're going to try with that, instead of having it back to back to back to back, we're going to do the first one, and then the next week a different movie. And then the next week the second one, and then the next week a different movie. We're going to space it out. That way, in case we have fans who, like they did for the Hannibal or Exorcist movies, and they're like, oh, I'm not going to tune in for the next month because you're doing this franchise, they can at least be like, oh, okay, I'll tune in every other week for these non-franchise movies. We'll see how that goes. We're experimenting with it. Again, you'll never see me abandon the movies that I want to cover, the older slashers that I think have a fun, or the most fun to put on the kill count, because they're wild, they're wacky, man. They got weird shit going on that I can make jokes about. It's fucking great, and I love it. And I love Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2, and I think it's a great episode, but it's the lowest viewed kill count in a long time, and, we have to respond to that. Because if we don't, then it just goes down and down and down, and we're stuck with bad stuff. So, that being said, next kill count is the Killer Clowns from Outer Space recount. It is the only recount of the year, at least on the calendar. Maybe things could change wildly, but the calendar's built out through the end of the year, so I don't think it'll change. Killer Clowns from Outer Space recount. We are timing that with the game's release, of course, and I'm really excited about this one. It's, I think, a full 30 minutes long, maybe just under. Maybe it's 29 minutes long, but lots of great jokes in there, lots of cool behind-the-scenes information, because the Kyoto brothers, when they made the movie, they were filming behind the scenes, which you fucking love to see, and isn't always the case with these older movies. Sometimes, when people are trying to make an older movie in the 80s and they don't have money, they're just trying to get that movie done, and they don't have the time or the budget to record behind-the-scenes stuff. Kyoto's filmed some stuff, so you're gonna get to see these clowns walking around on set, and get to see the rigs that they're attached to for all the practical effects. It's really great. I love it. And also a lot of fun jokes. After Killer Clowns recount, we're going to be... Oh, also, the Killer Clowns game has its wide release on June 4th. But we have early access, not because we're dead meat, just because we pre-ordered it. Anyone who pre-ordered it has early access. So, we're actually going to be streaming that game tomorrow. Chelsea and I will be streaming it here on Dead Meat Presents. We will be playing Killer Clowns from Outer Space for the first time ever. That game comes out. I'm so fucking excited to do it. So tune in tomorrow. I don't know when. Sometime in our afternoon, so afternoon Pacific. Probably early evening or evening Eastern time, but super fucking pumped about it. And we'll play it tomorrow on this channel, and then we'll play it when it comes out. Wide release June 4th as well. So super pumped for that. And that's all, coinciding with the Killer Clowns from Outer Space recount. On Twitch too, or just YouTube? Just YouTube. We're looking into doing simultaneous streaming, but I mean, the audience just isn't there for Twitch. Whenever I stream on Twitch, there's like 50 people watching. I'm like, hey guys, how's it going? It just feels so, and then, out of those 50, only 5 are talking. And so I'm just like, all right, I feel like I'm just kind of playing by myself with a camera watching me. But, so I like having the audience that I can interact with. And that audience is on YouTube. So after Killer Clowns from Outer Space recount, coming out on Friday the 7th is Megan. One of my favorite horror movies in recent years. I think my favorite from last year. I absolutely love Megan. I think it's hilarious, and I'm really happy with this kill count. We got a lot of good jokes in this kill count, I think. I mean, there are some that I just think of and makes me laugh, and I'm just fucking pumped for Megan coming out Friday the 7th. And then I did reveal this. Did I reveal this somewhere? Friday the 14th is Lisa Frankenstein. Just came out earlier this year. Sadly, did not do well at the box office. Just don't think it found its audience. Sure, Diablo Cody has heard that song before, but Lisa Frankenstein will be out on Friday the 14th. Really excited. I did reveal that last stream. That's right. Okay, but really pumped about that one. Great, fun little film there. And then that Sunday is The Stepfather for Father's Day, which will be our last Sunday kill count until October when we do the 2 a weeks. So I would have loved to do them more frequently. In the beginning of this year, I think the initial schedule I plotted out had Sunday kill counts all summer long. And then we started doing the work, and it was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that this is going to happen. Because there's just too many other things going on. We're going to be at VidCon, if you didn't know. We're going to be at VidCon in Anaheim on June. It's near the end of June. And I think I've talked about this on the live stream before. But that's, taken up a lot of time as well. It's getting that all planned. And also pretty much the whole Dead Meat crew is going to be there. This is June 26th to the 29th. And by be there, I don't mean we're going to be walking around and if you find us, you can find us. No, we will have a booth on the VidCon floor. We will have a personality quiz that you can take and get a little card that Chelsea designed telling you which horror movie monster you are. And then there's a photo op on the original kill count set, meaning the old curtains that I used to have in the apartment and the old shelves, and we'll fill them with props. And then we'll have merch there as well. So we are going to be at VidCon, full-on presence, Dead Meat there, with lots of cool stuff like a built-out set and booth on the VidCon floor, June 26th to the 29th in Anaheim, California. Come there and talk to us. Keep your ears out for a secret phrase or a secret passcode as well, because if you say that to whoever's working the Dead Meat booth, you might get yourself a little prize. So we're gonna have something, and by prize I mean tickets to an experience. So we got some really cool plans. Like we're trying to. I don't want to just be the kill count guy, you know? I've been doing this for 7 years. I can't just be. I can't let the kill count be my defining legacy of my life. We got to try to do some other stuff. So really excited about this interactive experience at VidCon. Please come see us at Anaheim, in Anaheim, California. It's going to be really fun. And then I don't think I've revealed any other kill counts, so we'll leave it at that for now. No, you know what? I'll give the next one too. Whatever. On Friday, June 21st, is Totally Killer. It's Totally Killer. Can't wait to have that. I haven't watched King of the Ring. No spoilers yet, please. I'm still a week behind on wrestling, so please no spoilers. Totally Killer will be out on Friday, June 21st. Originally, it was going to be fresh, but I had such a good time with Liana Liberato at, I believe it was Horror Hound. That was that convention. And just had such a blast with her. And I was like, you know what? You're in Totally Killer. I'm going to cover that movie just for you. Honestly. Just to bring more attention to it. Also, to bring more attention to it because I think that movie is so fucking funny. I think that is one of the funniest horror movies I have seen in years. It's so fucking funny, man. And I recommend you go watch it because it's Back to the Future but horror. So it's like a Gen Z girl played by Kiernan Shipka, who's amazing. She goes back to the 80s, and you know, some of the jokes are like, well, this is problematic, or like this isn't right with my modern day sensibilities. But the best thing is that those aren't usually the punchlines. There's like one or two jokes where that's the punchline, but more often her character reacts to something from the 80s, and then the funny thing is the reaction to that, or like what the character from the 80s does. So I would not have liked it if the whole movie was her being like, well, this is bad, because that'd be so fucking boring. But she will be like, she will react to something as she would, because, you know, that's what a Gen Z character would do in that time. They would see a shirt that says FBI Federal Boobies Inspector and be like, why would you wear that shit? But it's the other character's reaction to that, which is so funny to me. And also just the yeah, unwanted touch, unwanted human. It's the other people's like line deliveries, and it's just so fucking funny. I love Totally Killer. I think it's hilarious. And as long as you don't automatically respond to any presence of that cultural thing as, oh my god, it's woke, I hate it, you should have a good time. Because again, that's not like the joke. The joke is what comes after that. Almost always. I fucking love it. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Yeah, I think the part where she sees the school mascot is literally, I think, the only time when the punchline is her reaction. But, yeah, the punchline isn't that she's in the 80s and doesn't understand it. It's that no one understands her. Yeah, it's just... And just everyone in it is so fucking funny. Anyway, check that out. Watch it. That's Totally Killer, Friday the 21st. Excited to bring more attention to it. And that's it. Oh, we don't have an update for merch. I'm sorry. Trust me, I don't like having that side of things completely down and inaccessible for people. It really sucks, but we are trying to get that fixed. It's just not easy to because, you know, that's a commitment. Finding a new place for merch to live is saying, oh, we're going to be selling stuff through you for the next however many years. The website is, again, something that's been slow moving. It's almost done. We have a meeting with the developers on Tuesday. I think one of the issues that we were having with was I imagined in my head a infinite scroll when you're scrolling down the list of movies, like a streaming service, you know? That is like a big lift. So I think we had to like have them... It won't be an infinite scroll, but I wanted more movies per page at least, because I think initially we got the first design and it was just like 9 movies on a page, and I was like, you're going to be clicking through pages so frequently. So I think we're trying to really up that if it can't be an infinite scroll. But it's little stuff like that you don't necessarily think of if you're not familiar with web development or things like that, which I don't really know that much about, but I know enough to know that a lot of work goes into it. So we're almost done with it. It looks really cool. Should I show you a little preview of what it looks like? Hold on, let me see. Then I gotta go, but that's the cool thing about being the boss. Is like, do I want to reveal this thing? You know what? It's kind of up to me. So let me see. Website. This is the issue though with having someone else take care of it, is like I don't have the link handy. No, that's an invoice. Hold on, I'm sorry. I mean, this is gonna be the last thing that I am discussing, so if you're not interested, you can just go. But if you want to stick around long enough for me to find this, should just be a couple of minutes. And on the website back end, I'm just searching through Slack. Will there be a podcast? Yes. Oh, thank you. I'm so fucking sorry. I forgot. The podcast this week is Infested, which is covering, it's a movie on Shudder. So check that out if you haven't yet. It's a very good spider movie. If you don't like spiders, you're probably not going to have a good time. But it's really solid and enjoyable. So check that out. Do I really not have the link to this damn thing? And normally Ben would be in the chat and would be able to send me the link, but it's Memorial Day, so everyone has off. Hold on, one more thread that I can look through here. Just so many, just, hey, how's it going? Have you guys updated this? And we're like, we're trying to. Ah, man. Oh, I wanted to have a fun little exclusive. But I really can't find any link here. Let me try one more thing. Can you guys hear that typing? Because I hear it through my headphones, but I never know what's actually coming through. You can hear it? Okay. Oh, what are these attachments? That might be it. Oh. What's this? Maybe? Hold on. Oh, you like the typing sounds? Oh, that's good. Oh, man. I don't think I got it. Okay. That's insane that I can't access my own website. I'll have to get that fixed, but maybe next time I will show you how the website's coming along because it's almost done. I promise. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you on the next stream, and bye. Oh, I gotta hit this thing. Okay.